We just bought our first investment property in the UK. So this is making it the second property we are buying within our first 5 years in the UK. We got our first property within our first 2 years in the UK, and now this. We're able to achieve all of this still on a visa. And you guys know how limiting visas can be, right? So I'm going to be sharing with you everything we did differently and how we were able to achieve this. I didn't even believe it myself until we got the keys to our house. So please stick around with me while we go straight into it. My name is Tochi. You're welcome to my channel. Please like this video as you're watching right now so it can reach more people. Thank you. To all my returning subscribers, you guys are amazing. You're welcome back to today's video. Do well to share this video to everyone that it will benefit. And if you're yet to subscribe, honestly, I don't know what you're waiting for. Please do so, because I share amazing content that you definitely love here. So please consider sticking around with me. So what did we do differently and how were we able to achieve this? Firstly, we had some money saved up. If you've been following me, especially when I announced when we bought our first house in the UK, when I shared that, you will know that we are very big on savings. And thank God for the kind of man I married. Once we set our hearts and our minds to achieve something, we go for it. We don't mind denying ourselves a lot of, things that can come later just to get what we want, right? So we had some money saved up and we felt, okay, it's time to act. What do we do with this money? We've always wanted to go into property investment. My husband has always wanted to do that, but we didn't really think it was possible, seeing that we're still on a visa. We thought that, okay, let's wait till we get ILR or maybe citizenship, so we'll be able to do it without any limitations and all. But then, guys, we just decided to try. We're like, what's the worst that can happen? We'll get a no or we'll get a wait, right? And then we spoke to a mortgage advisor, right? Because you need an expert advice when you want to get into all of these things. So we spoke to one, and he did all the checks, found out the checks, credit checks, checked our documents and everything. You know how they do it. And he said, you can do it. He said, I don't see anything stopping you. And we're like, he said, yes, you can go ahead and do it, And that was how the journey began. Now, talking about experts, if you need to speak to a mortgage advisor, I'll leave the details of First Time Finance in the description box. I highly recommend, and feel free to speak to them. They will direct you on how you can go about buying your own property in the UK. All their details will be in the description box. So the next thing we did was to set up a company. We set up a limited company because we're advised to do so, seeing that, we wanted to go into a business. It was going to be a rental property and not the property would live in. We're advised that the best thing or the best way to go about it is to do so in a company name, right? After setting up the company and having all that in place, we now went ahead to engage the services of a solicitor. And that when you speak to all these people, the solicitor, the mortgage advisor, everybody, they run their own checks and do everything just to be sure that you are qualified to do the business that you want to do, so that you don't end up wasting everybody's time. Okay, so when we instructed them, they actually did their own checks just to be sure that we are good to go, and then they confirmed that, yeah, that's it, we are right here with you. So now everything was set, the money, mortgage advisor, our company, even the estate agents as well, they also did their own checks, because see, you cannot waste our time, right, telling us that you want to buy a property, getting us to go for viewing and everything without actually having money. So they also did their own checks as well. In fact, for some of the estate agents that I called, they also had their own mortgage advisors, their own financial experts that work with them, something like that. They also had their own checks. In fact, we had a series of calls that period. Either we're speaking to one expert, asking for one financial advice or the other, just to be sure that, yeah, we're doing the right thing. The next thing was now to start searching for properties. And if you ask me, I would say that this is the most stressful part of everything, guys. We never expected what we went through, with searching for properties. This is the most stressful, and it's quite demanding. It requires a lot of patience and time as well. And also, we had a budget, because this is going to be our first. It's not like we had so much money. This is going to be our first, so we're being careful. We had a budget with the amount of money we were willing to spend, both on purchasing the house, because we're going to put in 25%, right? So we had a budget on how much we're going to put in, and then how much we had additionally for the renovation of the house and every other thing, the stamp duty, pay the solicitor's fees and every other thing we have to pay. You know, I can go into all of that in another video if you guys are interested on the cost, how much basically we spent, you know, what it cost us to actually get an investment property in the UK. Please let me know if you guys are interested and I'll consider sharing. Okay, so we actually put all those costs into consideration and we didn't want to go overboard, you know, we didn't want to exceed it so that we don't overstretch ourselves, right? So that actually guided our search, because there are lots of properties in the market and it depends on how much you have. There are some that require so much money to be refurbished, but we're not looking at the houses that were so badly or were so dilapidated. We really wanted a house that was somewhat in a good shape, that even if we're going to refurbish, it won't cost us so much money, you get, because it was our first, right? We had a lot of viewings, you know, it was very stressful because we had to travel. We also looked at neighboring cities and towns as well. We didn't just restrict ourselves to where we live, and that even made it more stress-free. But we're willing to just give it a shot and give it our best, okay? No hurries at all. So we had the time and we were really patient trying to search for the best house. We found the first one, made an offer, it was accepted, but it didn't go through. The deal didn't go through with the bank and everything. I can share that and every other mistakes that we made in another video, in a separate video. If you're interested, just let me know and I don't mind sharing, okay? Just so that anybody who wants to do same can learn from us, right? And the truth is, having made these mistakes in our first, we have learned our lessons, and obviously we're not going to do that subsequently, okay? But yeah, we have made the mistake so that you too you don't make the same mistake. So yeah, I don't mind sharing because that's why I'm here. So because that one didn't go through, we started again, went back to the market and started searching for properties. You know, I called all the SN agents that I know, I registered with them. You know, guys, you don't want to imagine everything I went through just to find a property, or everything we went through. I was registering with them, my husband was. In fact, there are sometimes that he will call an agent and then they will say, okay, because he had said our address, they'll tell him, do you live with this person? She has registered with us already and everything, you know. But we just kept doing that. That's to show you how committed we were. And we're even advised to like make friends with some of these agent agents so as they can tell us about properties off the market and all of that, okay? I'm going to discuss all of that with you guys some other time subsequently as I share this journey with you guys. So eventually we're able to find the property that we got now, right? We went for viewing just like every other viewings that we went for. Of course, it's not every property that we viewed that you will like. Sometimes you will go and view and just know that this is the end. You're not even going to call them again, you know, for feedback or for follow-up, right? So eventually when we saw this property, we knew instantly that we wanted it, okay? We made an offer and thankfully they accepted our offer. And also they also did their checks, asked us to send the screenshots of our money and of our deposit and all. We sent that and then they accepted the offer and we were so happy. We informed our solicitors that the offer has been accepted and, you know, we're ready to move on to the next stage. And at this point, we already got an agreement in principle, and then our mortgage experts went ahead to get a mortgage offer from the bank and everything was just in place. And now it was not between our solicitors, the seller solicitors, the bank, the mortgage experts, and you know, we didn't really do so much at this point anymore. So it was just between the experts and the professionals, right? So but the solicitor kept us informed, carried us along at every point in time. Everything they were going to do, they would call or send us an email. Now it's time to do this, now it's time to do that. And guys, guess what? We signed a lot of papers. There were lots of documents to sign, so many things, but we did not mind because this thing happening was like a dream, you know. And trust me, the first house we bought was way easier. The process was pretty much straightforward, you know, nothing, no hassle, because and it was a new build, right? So we just went into the new build, went to their office, and then they asked us to pay a deposit to reserve the property, and that was it. It was just straightforward. But this one, there was a lot of back and forth, a lot of things, especially because we're still on a visa, like I mentioned earlier. You know, visas come with a lot of restrictions, right? So at a point we even wanted to give up and just wait for a while, but then our mortgage advisor kept encouraging us and said, don't worry, we'll get you the best. You're going to get this. I don't see why you shouldn't get it. You know, they did their best until they finally got us one. Okay, they got us a lender that was willing to go all the way. and we were good. We got a good rate and everything, right? Finally, after everything was now set, or we now had to send in our own money, everything from us to our solicitor, our own 25% deposit, the stamp duty, their legal fees, and every other thing that we were going to pay for. We sent all the money to our solicitor. They confirmed payment, and then they set a date for completion. Okay, they even informed us, even though we really didn't have anything to do on the day, because I asked her, are we supposed to do anything? She said no, but she just wanted us to be aware that it was going to happen on that date, you know. So on the set date, everything went well. Exchange happened. We were just waiting for the seller solicitor to confirm payment. Okay, so by the time the seller solicitor confirmed payment, wow, that was it. They called me, they sent an email to us that they had received the money and then we could come to collect our keys. So we arranged for a date, you know, for us to go get the keys of the house. Everything was complete, everything was set. Even our solicitor at that point sent us an email to congratulate us and to confirm that the seller solicitor have gotten the money, you know, they've confirmed payment, and, you know, thanking us for instructing them, being happy that they worked with us, and we are wonderful clients, stressless clients, the best clients to work with. You know how they can hype now so that you can come to them next time, right? Anyway, yeah, so at that point I didn't even know whether to scream or to shout. I just couldn't believe it. I'm like, let's just wait, let's not be too excited until we get the keys. Okay, so on the date they gave us to come get the keys, or on the date we agreed to go get the keys, you guys watched the video, you guys saw it, we got the keys to the house. It was just, I don't know, I don't know, it was so unbelievable. But yeah, we did it despite everything, the back and forth, all the stress, how difficult it seemed at first, but we eventually got it. Because, you know, the lenders wanted to know, oh, you're on a visa, what's your status, what's your visa status, what is this? The checks were a lot, you know, they did all their rigorous checks, everything, just to be sure we're qualified to get the house, even with the money. And I'm like, but we have this money, we're not running away, we have our first property, everything. They were like, it doesn't work that way. They were just wanted to make sure that we're good to go. I said, okay, fine, do your job. But yeah, everything came back positive, and I'm just grateful and thankful for the journey, for the whole process and all. And that was how we did it, right? So I want to know if you guys have any questions for me. Please feel free to drop it in the comment section and I'll be willing to answer. Once again, I want to appreciate you and thank you all for all your congratulatory messages. We appreciate everything. Okay, I'll also leave the link for anybody who would like to set up a company in the UK. I'll also leave a link for you to use in the description box. Just click on the link. Very easy, very affordable, and you just set your company up very stress-free, right? You guys know I got you, right? That is it. Let me know if you want to know any other thing about this, and I'll try my best to share to the best of my knowledge and from my experience and everything that we have done. If you also want to have like a personal conversation with my husband and I on how we're able to do it in details, you know, you want like a one-on-one support, we're also available to guide you as well. Just let me know. So yeah, that is it. We've been able to like build contact so far, we've been able to like gather experience so far, and we know that our next project is going to be better and easier because we are not even stopping at this one. We're not stopping at this one. We have started, we are here now, and we are going to move forward, obviously. And this is what I wish for as many people that want the same thing as well. So yeah, that is it for today's video. Thank you everyone for watching. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye bye.